my name is Luke Moore and this is Hot Mode, and today on Hot Mode we are going to be spilling the tea about all of the looks from Kylie Jenner's 21st birthday party. I mean, between Kylie's multiple looks, her sisters, and her friends, there is so much to talk about, so we're gonna get into it. Before we get into it though, if you guys are looking for a channel that talks about fashion in the most fun, sassy, bitchy, analytical way, this is it, so you go down below, hit the subscribe button and turn on my post notifications. I mean, like, what do you have to lose? Also, if you want to see more from me, you can follow me on Instagram at HotLamode. I post some pretty poppin' fashion memes and my Instagram stories are always pretty lit, so check it out. But let's get back into the video. So here in the United States, turning 21 is a really big deal. It's mostly because this is the age where Americans are allowed to legally drink alcohol, which is a rule that most Americans ignore. And while fake IDs and asking questionable men outside of bodegas to buy you beer is a national pastime, it doesn't seem like it's something that Kylie Jenner would do. Obviously, a luxurious 21st birthday bash, including a shit ton of celebrities and custom fashion looks, is something that is just very on brand for Kylie. So with her turning 21, it does mean that there is the possibility that we could have a Paris Nicole and Lindsay-esque phase. Please God, let that happen, because we all know that the best episode of reality TV ever was when Khloe went to jail.
Sister's going to jail. Have a little compassion.
Kim, would you stop taking pictures of yourself? Your sister's going to jail.
And while I'd love to continue talking about underage drinking and early 2000s hot messes, we're here to talk about the looks that went down throughout the night. So first up is Kylie's best friend, Jordyn Woods. Okay, so I low-key really enjoy Jordyn Woods. She's grown on me since that Vogue video. She wore a House of CB gold mesh dress with a deep cutting neckline, and while the dress fit her nicely and was at the perfect length for an early 2000s here's my vagina crotch shot, the color of the dress didn't actually mesh well with her skin tone, so it made it clearly noticeable that this was the dress and this was Jordyn. I assume that the gold on the dress was meant to go for this really beautiful cascading gold chain, early Roman Greek goddess kind of situation, but the dress kind of just looked like it was shedding and losing all of its hair, so it kind of had a really sad, scary, balding cat vibe. But she did wear a nice little Chanel bag that, you know, looked pretty cute, so that's a nice consolation prize, I guess. Points for trying, Jordyn. Next up is Bella Hadid, who is the Kylie of the Hadid sisters. There isn't that much on what Bella is actually wearing, besides the fact that she's wearing Doc Martens. But I'm getting very refined mall goth vibes from this whole situation, and I'm not mad about it. I really like the vest, and I really like how it's styled so that it's only kind of clasped in the middle and you can see skin on top and skin on the bottom. But the pants are giving me Morticia Addams does yoga, which I love the Morticia Addams part, but not the yoga pant part. And the Doc Martens are just really throwing me off. I love Doc Martens. They are iconic. But you have to respect when they're having a moment and when they're not having a moment. And as Heidi Klum always says, one day you're in and the next day you're out. So Bella, just give it 3 more years and then you can take the Docs out of your closet and just go for it. But until then, common courtesy. You have to respect the Doc Martens in and out rule. It's just a thing. Overall, I love Bella, but this is just like meh as fuck. Next up is Caitlyn Jenner, who rolled up in a reportedly Alice and Olivia sequin blue dress with the most ghastly motifs. Shout out to all my Instagram investigators for finding out that the dress was Alice and Olivia. I stan. Caitlyn, we could do without the moto print motif situation. I mean, you were a runner, not a race car driver. I think the silhouette of the dress is really amazing. It flatters her. She is an older woman, but the whole sequin and print and shit is just far too much. See, if you're gonna give me a crazy old lady having a fashion moment, give me crazy old lady having a fashion moment. I'm sorry, Caitlyn, but you can't do Malibu Barbie from the neck up and then try to do shameless 50-year-old cougar from the Real Housewives of wherever on the bottom. The shoes are bearable, but only because I know how hard it is to find shoes when your feet are larger than the acceptable woman size. I will say I do like the Gucci Marmont bag that she was wearing. I think it's very cute. I think it's very simple. I think it's very, you know, Gucci. It's an Alessandro signature. Okay, so just a quick note. So there were guys there like The Weeknd and Scott Disick and Blake Griffin, and they were all so fucking boring. And Blake Griffin is so fucking basic. Like, girl, you're wearing fucking skinny jeans and fucking white tennis sneakers. 2015 was 3 years ago. Like, get with the fucking program. As of today, straight men are officially on the chopping block of Hot Mode. When there are amazing looks from big brands like Calvin Klein, Dior Homme, and Valentino, and also amazing looks from smaller brands like Craig Green, Charles Jeffrey, and Pure Moss, there are no excuses. Menswear has never been more popular or more open, so let's stop trying to dress like Kanye because there's only one, and let's try to take more fashion risks like LeBron. See, I know what straight people are talking about. Back to our regularly scheduled programming though, we're gonna be talking about everybody's favorite momager, Kris Jenner. Kris stepped out in a balmain jumpsuit that was very reminiscent of her iconic blazer look, and I really enjoyed it. Kris doesn't often have really great red carpet moments, like somebody really needs to intervene in that situation. But here we got a really good, simple look that I was living for. I was like, get it, Kris, I love you. She also wore a very similar Gucci Marmont bag to her ex, Caitlyn. I like the bag, as I said before, I think it's really great. The only thing I don't love is the heart stitching on the back of the bag. Overall, Kris, you killed it. I love you. I'm so proud. You're doing amazing, sweetie. Keep it up. Fashion Nova copied a bunch of the looks from Kylie's birthday bash, and I saw a tweet going around that said, "The devil works hard, but Fashion Nova works harder." And that's fucking false. The saying is, and always will be, the devil works hard and Kris Jenner works harder. If you want to believe the prior statement, like, you're excommunicated. I'm just done with you. I don't want to see you. Just unsubscribe now. It's fine. Next up is Khloe Kardashian, who wore a three-piece athleisure suit in a sparkly sequin gray. Khloe isn't even 4 months post-pregnancy, and she looks amazing. The hair looks great, the face looks great, the body looks great. The clothes, on the other hand, not so great. Yeah, the whole thing is just a little bit too athleisure mom. It wasn't like, oh my god, get it, sis, like live your best fucking athleisure life kind of moment. It was more of like a, oh my god, Karen, did you see what she was wearing today at hot yoga? And I mean, if they have to ask Karen, did you see what she was wearing? That's when you know you have a problem. I think the biggest player in why this look does not go so well is because of the fabric. It was designed by fashion designer Brian Hearns, and it was custom, so that leads it to be even more of an issue. When things are custom, I expect a lot. It just doesn't look polished. The seams all over it just look really weird. I can't tell if it's actually a cardigan or a cape. I want to think that it's just a cardigan for my own mental health, but if I think about it logically, it's probably a cape like sewn onto the crop top, and you know what, I just don't want to talk about that anymore. And the biggest thing is the fabric. It just looks so cheap. It just looks so like, oh no, why? Also, let's talk about that clutch. Why does it look like you bought that for $12 at Forever 21? I don't know. But I will say that if you're gonna wear a clutch, it probably shouldn't be embossed with that zigzag pattern. Sorry, Khloe, but maybe this is karma for not defending Courtney. Next up is Kendall, aka Miss Candle, and honestly, she didn't look bad. She wore a black textured vinyl mini dress by Beck & Bridge. It's really a very simple dress. It's bodycon and a really nice textured vinyl that accentuates her hips and waist. And it was just so simple that I was like, okay, this is not horrendous, so check, thanks. She also is wearing the Prada Flame heels, which has cropped up again since Prada is reissuing a lot of their most popular items. They are ugly, but they also are cute, and that is Prada's vibe, and that's their aesthetic, and we are just gonna say, you know what, okay, and we're gonna move on with our lives. But the gigantic clutch in that ghastly neon peach color is like scaring the shit out of me. It's almost as tall as her dress, which means that it's way too much, and like the color is aggressive, and it's just so weird the way she holds it like this. I just can't do that. You're not a little teapot, short and stout, so I don't want to hear it, and keep it out. Thank you. So Kendall, this is good. I'm proud of you, I think. Just, you know, keep it like this and we can remain on okay terms. Next up is Courtney, who has been going through the ringer in the past few weeks.
Courtney to not be so annoying with the stick up her ass, like she runs this because she doesn't. She's the least exciting to look at.
Yeah, so Kim, I'm just gonna need you to help in the effort to stopping fake news from being spread, because you're wrong. Courtney wore a purple sparkly mini dress which had 4 spaghetti straps and was designed by the lingerie brand La Perla. I think the color is perfect for Courtney. She is glowing and it doesn't overshadow her at all. I really just think it bolsters her tan. I think it just makes her look really great. It's really simple. It's not asking too much. It's just giving you everything that you need. I love it. The one thing that I'm not obsessed with is the pleat that goes from like her breast down to the end of the dress. Vogue said that it was a Grecian pleat, but then I looked up what a Grecian pleat was, and apparently it's not that, so suck on that, Vogue. The pleat is kind of growing on me, but even if it wasn't, I don't think it would have ruined the whole purple, beautiful mini dress aspect that Courtney was giving me. So next up is Kim. Firstly, the hair and makeup looks great. I really enjoy a wet look, but the dress is a no, like a big fat no. There are two things that I want to address about the dress, and the first is the cutout. It is in the weirdest place I have ever seen, and I've seen a lot of weird cutout dresses. I don't even know what to call that area. Like, is it the upper pectoral? Is it the mid-rib? Is it like the under boob? But then it can't really be the under boob because I don't have boobs, so is it the under boob on me? Like, I don't know. And don't get me wrong, I do love a good cutout, but it's just not a flattering area to do a cutout. And I for sure know that Kim was not going for some artistic interpretation of the body like a Comme des Garçons lumps and bumps collection. The second reason I don't like it is because it's not Yeezy at all. The Yeezy brand doesn't do neon pink Barbie bodycon dresses with gigantic cutouts. It just doesn't, unless I've missed a few collections, which I'm pretty positive I haven't. I've seen a lot of them. Here's my thing. When a fashion brand designs a dress, whether they're designing a custom piece or a piece for the runway, they always have to have their brand aesthetic in mind. Yeezy is muted earth tones, athleisure, rips and tears in pieces of clothing, and androgyny that can be gendered. So essentially, Yeezy is everything that this dress is not. I'd rather Kim just have gotten a custom dress done rather than put the Yeezy label on it, because I just don't think it's true to the brand, and I can't respect a piece that is not true to the brand. I personally think that even Yeezy has some design integrity, and I'd like to keep the small amount of integrity it has there. The bag she's wearing is by the brand Freak City LA, and it's no longer available, but they do actually have some cute stuff on their website, and it seems like all of their pieces are custom made, which means it could possibly be a little bit more sustainable than fast fashion, and it's something that you could check out because some of it's actually pretty cute. I like one side of the bag and then I hate the other side of the bag, so it's like a 50-50 for me. So with that, Kim, I just want to say that Courtney doesn't seem to be the least exciting to look at this time. Finally, we're on to the grand poobah herself, Miss Kylie. I just want to say happy 21st birthday to Kylie because she turned 21, I turned 21. She can drink expensive champagne at the club, I can drink cheap bottles of white wine in my apartment by myself and be depressed. 21 is a great year for everybody. Now, I want to acknowledge that my channel did pop off because of my reactions to Kylie's style, and I stand by all of the things that I said about those looks in the past. But I also have a clean slate policy, which is essentially where no matter how many bad looks you turned out in the past, if you turn out a good look in the present, I am here for it, I am living, I am gagging, I am gooped, I am all of the above. And that certainly applies to Kylie Jenner. The only person I don't think it applies to is Rita Ora, because I do always say, why is she here whenever she's at something? Yeah, but I'm okay with not liking Rita Ora, it's fine. So the fact that I low-key gagged about both of Kylie's looks shouldn't really come as a shock to anybody, because I mean, like, let's be real, they were fucking great. Kylie's first look was a sharp-shouldered magenta mini dress by Dundas, which is the low-key brand of Roberto Cavalli and Emilio Pucci, former creative director Peter Dundas. It's a really cute look. It seems to be a little bit of a style step forward for Kylie. The shoulder pads are dramatic, but definitely in a good way, and I do think that this is the tipping point for when we will see sharp shoulders and shoulder pads coming back into the mainstream. A lot of people commented on my last video saying that Kylie essentially is the way into the mainstream fashion world. So essentially the locals like her. And I agree. See, a bitch listens, she reads the comments, she knows. I love the ruching of the skirt, the twist to form a faux bra, the rolled up sleeves, and the cutout. Kim, sweetie, this is how you do a cutout. I think it gave her a really great hourglass figure, and I love the way that the colors worked with her hair and her tan. I'll be honest, it low-key slayed my life. The second and finale look was what Kylie actually wore to the club. It was a blush pink custom La Bourgeoisie bodysuit that was reportedly covered in 70,000 Swarovski crystals. So when I first saw it on my Instagram, I was like, oh fuck. Like, it was good, like it was great. I was just amazed by it. Like her sister Kim, she does have a banging body, and she understands that that is what her clothing has to showcase. This is also the reason I don't think she should wear yellow hazmat suits designed by Virgil Abloh. Anyway, again, she played to this Barbie theme with light pink heels, blonde hair, and a great tan. The bodysuit is fucking perfect. And for at least 6 hours, I questioned physics because I could not fathom how she actually got into it. Like, I'm not good at physics, but I was like, okay, but is this real though? Like, what's up? I mean, let's be real. Her hips are wide, and that's speaking as a sister with wide hips. So I was wondering, how did she get into it without actually stretching out the waist of the bodysuit? Well, I then discovered that she also posted pictures of the back of the dress with the gigantic zipper and her butt, and I was scared of both the gigantic zipper and her butt. Unfortunately, this did make me have to take her out of my 8 wonders of the world list because I just really thought she somehow magically snapped and was in the bodysuit. I don't know, it was just really great. It was a really great imaginative time for me, okay? I'm not a gigantic fan of the zipper, but I will deal with it because I don't think there's any other physical way to put it on. The bag is also cute, and I do think it goes with the theme, and I think paired with that Marie and Sarah ball bag situation, I think we'll be seeing circular bags coming into the mainstream as well. So yeah, Kylie had 2 looks and they both were great, and I really enjoyed them, and yeah, I really don't have much else to say about it. So overall, this wasn't a terrible outing for the Kar Jenner clan. And here's to Kylie's 21st birthday and hopefully a lot better looks for the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please let me know what you guys thought of all of the looks in the comments below. I will definitely see you guys on Thursday. Thank you so much for watching, and TTYL.